There was a man sitting next to me on a flight. He was leaning toward me like this. I kept pushing him away, but he always came back. I called the flight attendant, said, please find me a solution with this man. She said, sorry, sir, the flight is full. Oh my God. If you're new, welcome. This is just nothing but a man who shares stories about himself. If you're waiting for a lesson or an advice or something about life, it's not here. I'm too lazy to do that. It's on you who thinks about the moral of every story. I'm not giving you that. If you like this random type of content, give me like, give me subscribe, and let's get back to this annoying person. There was nothing I could do. He was an old man. I was thinking if I lift my arm, he would not slide like this. He would slide like this, and then if he fell down, it's not my fault. He was going back and forth, and it wasn't my business. I waited for the seatbelt sign to turn off. It was time for me to watch the show that I downloaded. I kept waiting for this moment. I laid down the table, I put my phone, and I started watching. But I forgot his deal. This time, the table was at his place, so he slipped on my table. It was my right to push him. It was my right to wake him up. But I don't know. He was an old man. It was a new situation. So I left him and I was just watching Frozen like that. And I couldn't even enjoy it. I left my phone. I just kept staring blankly and thought about my life in general. I didn't want to do that. I was escaping from that. He made me do that. And then the best moment of my life came. It's not the best. It makes me actually feel wrong. The seatbelt sign was on, which means the flight attendant came and she or he would make everyone stick to the rules. You know, part of them was to lift the table. So she came to him and she said, Sir, wake up. We're descending. Kept watching him like that. As soon as he woke up, I looked at my right, but he said, excuse me? I said, yeah. He said, I'm sorry because I found myself sleeping on your table. I said, it's okay. I didn't mean that. He said, I'm actually visiting now here in this city. You know, I have a son just like your age, and he is about to have his first job. I kept thinking about how to surprise him, but I couldn't find the time. You know how shift work is. We work for 12 hours. It's almost never giving me the time. I said, it's okay. If you want to sleep next time, it's okay. Come. He kept talking. He was talkative, mashallah. Like the work was making him silent. He didn't have the time to explain his thoughts or talk about his emotions. And I know this type of work. It's too long and it's too exhausting. And once you came back from home, you wanted just to sleep and just think about tomorrow when it comes tomorrow. It's funny when you see someone on public and you don't know their background. So you have an initial impression for them. This man or this woman is annoying, for example. And then when you find out some stories about them, background stories, you say, it really made me think of every story I hear from friends or from my family or actually from anyone else, even strangers. And whenever they tell me something, I say, no, there has to be some background information I need to think about. Then when they talk about it and I respond in a cold way, they say, you're not someone to talk with. It's because this old man gave me the idea or the chance to understand one story with a lot of angles.